drowsy, look in her eyes. Watch that shit live for confidence, so this her chance, be surrounded by me and the guys. Counting up more than enough. There ain't nothing that nobody need on this side. Around and see no one but us. I'm surrounded so you won't catch me by surprise. I know she been holding my cup, because she got a drowsy look in her eyes. Watch that shit live for confidence, so this her chance, be surrounded by me and the
back again. You see the Knicks hat though. My joint looking icy. You feel me? You feel it. I look good too. Got the nice haircut. My joint wolfing back. Nah, let me stop though. It's your guy Dope the Phenom, aka Trippy OG. Another episode on KnickN30. Blessed with Queen Ebo, my sis. Oh my goodness, yo, you been in the cut. You back?
Yeah, I know. I'm back 2023 here on VSN, you know.
Jordan, she's back, folks. She's back. But look, let's get straight into it. I'll ask you this first. How you feeling about last night's game?
I like it. It was very comforting to see that we have somebody in the clutch that we can depend on. Like that was big. Like that felt good. Like that's something that the Knicks haven't had. I can't remember since Melo, maybe. You know, so
Yes.
like somebody to depend on in the fourth. It felt so good. We almost had 6 people in double figures. That's all I want. Like you can't be a team. Like I want the Spurs, the Detroit Pistons way, where because in that way, I think you could overcome injuries. We're missing our scorer. We're missing RJ Barrett, a big part of our team. We're missing Obi Toppin, a big part of our team.
Definitely.
So for us to go on a win streak and not miss a beat, that's a team. That's what not going after big people gets you.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. And the cohesion we've been playing with is crazy.
Yes.
Like so far, what was it, December 3rd when we played the Mavericks and we was embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went on an 8-game win streak, then we lost 5, now we won 4. So far, overall as a collective, we're 12-6 on that run.
That's not bad.
Like what? 12-6?
That's not
Number
bad.
one, who would have thought the Knicks would even do that? That's one. Yeah, I know you did. We all know you did, Miss Elbow. We know.
I guess I'm a homer. Is that what they call it? I'm a homer.
Not even. You did your homework. That's what it was. You did your homework and you stuck to your guns. So I commend you on that. Hold on. I commend you on that.
I appreciate it.
Stuck to your guns. But number 2, and I'll start with like a high key number 2 because we don't even need to go to a number 3. Number 2 is I have to again give my apologies to Julius Randle. Like that boy has been balling. He has reshaped his image. He can stay. For me, he can stay. And I'll give you the reason why he can stay in a few. It all goes down to what everybody has been asking me for on Twitter, what I said I would state. So when I break down the whole why I am starting to feel the Zach LaVine to New York, if it happens, and to why it kind of makes sense a little bit, I'll break down why Julius Randle could stay. But how do you feel about this? To recap the game a little bit more. How do you feel about IQ's overall development in these past couple of games? Because last night's game, if it wasn't for IQ, it would have went different. Like the way he switched, he set the tone, scored 6 straight points, controlled the pace at his rate. It wasn't like it was a Jalen Brunson's pace, a Tom's pace. It was, we saw a team being ran at IQ's rate, with IQ running the helm at point guard. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I absolutely. I'm play the kids fan, and that was me. I absolutely love IQ, and he's done everything we asked for. Like his development is crazy. We asked for him to get a mid-range game. He's gotten that, but they said he couldn't play point guard. He showed that he can. You know, the only thing that was lacking was his jump shot. That was the only thing it wasn't falling. The shot wasn't falling. And I think that was because he added extra muscle. You know, he had to get used to the extra muscle. Extra muscle, he might shoot a little harder, you know, it happens. So everything else, he picked up his defense, like his running the offense, not rushing things, not giving up his dribble like he used to do so much. You know, he's in and out. That floater is still there. That's dangerous. I watched it from the Raptors' point of view, and they was, bigging quickly up, because he was doing his thing. He really was. And I love quickly. I just love his tempo. He seems, before we used to see him more goof off a lot. Now he seems like focused quickly. Like it's like looking at Lou Will, but they can rebound and play defense. Like he is he's a spark plug. He definitely is, and it's somebody that I wish that they would that they keep a big part of this team. Honestly
speaking, like I tell a lot of people, if it comes down to a trade, and we're gonna get to it right now, we might as well. If it come down to a trade and I had to pick between, at this point, like I'm looking at the team, and like I always tell people, I'm team first versus player first.
Okay.
Like I represent my team. This is what I like.
Yes, me too.
So for what
we can agree on that.
Yeah. So for what the team needs, honestly, if I had to pick to include anybody in a package, and then the last person to get the deal done was between IQ and Obi, I'm picking Obi to be in that deal every time, without a doubt. And that's no shade to him, but I'm sticking with IQ on his team because he showed he's needed. He's showing you right then and there that you already know what he could do off the bench. Now he's showing you that if a starter goes down, we're still good. That's the best thing about it. When you have somebody that can literally pop in and don't get me wrong, Obi could do the same thing, but we never get a chance to see it. So if you never get a chance to see it, why not ship him out in a deal to bring you back something good? And that goes in. So now let's go in and talk about me starting to feel good about Zach LaVine. I know a lot of people, they don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear me say this, but it's like I always tell everybody, it was always the contract for me that killed me because Zach LaVine has always been a good player. I never really cared about but he used to play for Tom Thibodeau. That was then, this is now. It's understandable. He was young. Tom was younger back then. Younger. Not young, but younger.
Younger.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Times were different. It's understandable. I get it. This is a whole new ball game. So let's get past that. Let's look at this team for what it is.
Okay.
When you look at Zach LaVine, a lot of people say, why are you trading for him? Because they look at the money. They think he's the star. The way I'm looking at it is, what if New York already has its star? That would be Jalen Brunson. Okay. Think about it. Randall bounced back, better year, better numbers. RJ started slow, picked it up. Instead of seeing after the All-Star break, RJ, you started seeing it in December. You get what I'm saying? IQ has changed and elevated his game. Grimes is coming in, helping out even more, filling in the cuts. But the guy running the helm and keeping this afloat to reason why we're even 21 and 8. No. Let me rephrase that because we're 22 and 18 now, correct? Yeah, we're 22 and 18. With us being 22 and 18, and the reason why this Knicks team looks different and we're 6 in the East, because if Jalen Brunson wasn't here, we wouldn't look like none of this, regardless of the numbers. So what if Jalen Brunson is the star, right? So if you already have the star with Julius Randle playing the way he's playing, he now has a co-star. Not saying that he is the co-star, but he has a guy to help him. He has RJ to help him. But then if you bring in a Zach LaVine, right? Now this is where the dynamic switches.
Okay.
This is where the Knicks will have a one-up. You bring in a Zach LaVine, right? Of course, to get him, I would say you would do that trade of a Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, Obi Toppin, and Cam Reddish. And I would just try my hardest to give up picks, but just not our picks. I would give up all the other picks, not all of them, but every pick that wasn't New York's pick for this year coming up. But I would do that, right? Now, as many picks, I would say 3 tops. I'm not going to 4. We didn't want to do 4 with Donovan. I'm not doing 4 for Zach. That's just how I feel. You could get 3.
Okay.
Now with bringing in Zach, right? This is why I'm starting to like it. Now I said the star is Jalen Brunson.
Got you.
So with Zach LaVine coming here, you now have your win now cycle of JB, Zach, and Randall. Then you have your future with IQ, Grimes, and RJ. But you still have the in-between, which is the balanced glue guy, which is the star because of his age, which is JB because he's 26. So he gets to play with the win now and the future.
Okay.
And when he's ready to slide the way IQ's playing, he could then take over that role. Right?
Okay.
And we still have an abundance of picks. So we would then create a win now, a future, and then still have picks to develop and keep going. I don't see how that doesn't make you be like, you know what? They might be on to something. And especially the way Zach LaVine has been playing these past couple of games, it looks like he's starting to get the feel back in his legs after that, that surgery he had on his knees. A lot of people forget it takes some time to get that rhythm back, especially when it's your mobility. Like that's your movement. That's your movement. You have to understand, like you have to remember how to run again. You got to remember how you got to tweak certain things. I remember how it felt when I had just got surgery on my arm. Like I had to remember how to move a certain way.
Got you.
It's all muscle memory, and certain things that you were able to do, you got to learn how to work around it now. You get what I'm saying? So if you look at it in that perspective, the only thing that you can now say that would defeat the purpose of bringing Zach here, you cannot bring Zach here alone. He has to be coming with a defensive-minded guy as well to complete everything that I'm saying. Now, a lot of people say Caruso, cool. That's fine and dandy. But what if we could get a Zach LaVine, right? And then what if we can, like, I don't know.
What's the rookie's name? The two-way rookie. Not rookie. He's a second-year player now. What's his name that they like? But he's kind of injury prone. Hold on. I forget.
Duarte?
No. From Chicago. He plays like he has a long name, last name. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I could find him. But yeah, yeah, there you go. Ayo. What about him?
I mean,
because you're going to give up a lot of wing positions, you got to feel it too, Like you got to feel it.
Look at him. Ayo is basically in the same category as a IQ. They kind of like the same height, same build. So I wouldn't really want to go that route. But
go ahead. I'm gonna let you know what I feel. I told you I surprised you. So finish.
Yeah, that's a fact. But nah, just with Zach LaVine, like I feel like his purpose of coming here is he's not the star. I feel like Jalen Brunson is the star, but we're just not seeing it because he doesn't have the accolades. He just got his contract, so we're not seeing it. But I think in the Knicks' mind, Jalen Brunson was the star. He was the star, and now they're trying to get the pieces to complement the star. Julius Randle and RJ stepped up to the plate, but then when you look at overall with that helm, they don't have a bona fide closer. You bring in Zach LaVine, he's the closer. Like I said, when you have the Jalen Brunson, Zach LaVine, and Randle, you have your win now guys. When you have IQ, Grimes, and RJ, because I feel like none of those guys would be in the package for Zach LaVine. You have your future guys to build with your pillars. That's including Mitch. He's going to stay. And then on top of that, we still have picks, even though we're going to deal out picks. So you still have room to grow for the future. I feel like it would be the perfect move. You just have to make sure you don't get fleeced in the Zach LaVine trade. As long as we don't get fleeced, all of this makes sense. It all makes sense. It makes sense.
It makes perfect sense when you put it. If we don't get fleeced, but I don't see Chicago just wanting that. I think they would try to push it a little bit further. You know how teams are today, like especially with the Knicks, that Knicks tax. I think that they would try to push it a little bit more. But if it was that deal, it does make sense. I love Obi, but I love the Knicks more. I get it. I would But I told you I'll surprise you because I
Yeah,
was
I'm
team
waiting for this one.
I was team
Who's
I
this
was
person
team
you got for me?
I was team Trey Randall, right? And still am because I am but I think it's disrespectful to talk about it right now because he's playing so well. But I'm not I'm good on consistency. And
Mhm.
the every other year is a kind of turn off for me. Like you got terrible Randall, good Randall, terrible Randall, good Randall. So I'm scared of what we might get next year. You know, like we apologize. That is my only beef. But everything that I had a problem with Randall, he's doing it. The hustling, the defense. I love it. He's good in my book. He continues to do that. He's making the best passes, the good reads on double teams. He's moving fast, decisive. It looks like a different play. I've never seen him. Even the 2000, this is a better version. You get what I'm saying? It's a better version than the 2021 in my book.
Yeah.
But I would right now not make. I seen on Twitter, and I totally agree. I can't remember who said it. It said, "If it's not fixed, don't mean if it's not broken, don't over fix it." So I wish I remember who said it, but that's how I think about it because one I like that we have a team. I'm big on that team aspect. I don't want to disrupt that right now. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with not making any moves right now. I am cool with not, and I've been like that in the summer league. I was like that in summer league. I was cool
Yeah.
with the team because I want development. Like that's it. See what happens. You have youth. See what they become when you give them a chance. We wouldn't even be in this point right now if they did this last year. We would really know what we had if they would have just played the kids and let them develop a little bit in the game last year. Then we'll be further along and know exactly what we have.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So to me, I like yeah, you need superstars, but what about if you get a bunch of people who star in their role?
And a lot
What
of people forget about that because they
what
got
about if you just get people
superstars.
who know your role, like a Mitch who doesn't get the ball much but knows, but if I rebound, give the hand a no look pass he gave the other day. The no look pass, drew between his legs too.
Yo, when I seen that, I was like, you starting to bring the summer Mitch
So
out.
yes, yes. So like I'm a big on team. I absolutely admire Golden State. And people say, well, they got Steph, but remember, Steph was not always Steph. They had a opportunity. They had to choose between Monte Ellis and him, and they chose Steph. And then everybody was calling him a bust because of his ankles. They didn't think Clay was going to be who Clay is. They didn't think Draymond was going to be who Draymond is. You gotta give people a chance to develop. Like Golden State, people was beefing that Obi went to the G League. Golden State just sent their number one pick. Well, number two was Wiseman, right? Or number one, I can't remember.
Number two.
Number two, right? So they sent the number two draft pick to the G League. He was perfectly not hurt. They just sent them there for his development. That's what they do. They develop. And when you do that, you have people when things injury because it's a long season. So when injuries happen, the next man step right up. That's teams, and I'm not so big on going superstar heavy, and I believe Jalen Brunson is our star. To be honest, I totally agree with that. I think he is our star, given the opportunity. He didn't have these chances to show that, and one thing I can't stand is people saying he learned from Luka. This has been the same guy. He's been the same guy. He just getting a chance. He had to
Definitely.
defer. He had to defer to Luka, so you've seen more of what Luka can do.
I
But
mean,
everybody knows if
don't
you
get me wrong. I can say he did learn a little bit. Like you can.
I'm not saying he can't learn, but to give all praises, that
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
diminishes what
definitely.
that
Yeah, I
man.
would never do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
get you.
see a lot of people do that, and to diminish all what this man has done, that's kind of crazy. So, I'm not saying he didn't learn from Luca because you learn from your teammates. You learn a move or two here. It they teach you something,
Yeah, definitely.
but. But to give all praises to another man for this man's game, I don't too much appreciate that. But I would don't rush. There's no need to rush. I don't want to be a Chicago. I don't want to be a Minnesota. I don't want to be who else? Atlanta. I don't want to choose wrong. Atlanta wished or Lakers. Atlanta wished probably that they would have chose Herder instead of Hunter right now. Because Hunter's always hurt.
Yep.
The Lakers probably wish they had chose Ingram over Kuzma. That set up a chain of events. Who else? I'm pretty sure the Wolves wouldn't have gone so heavy on Gobert because now they're kind of stuck in no man's land and probably got to break it up with trade D'Lo or Cat. I don't want to be where we're stuck. We're in a good spot where if it does fall apart, we can make moves. But I don't think we necessarily have to make moves now. I don't know. I think, like I said, I don't want to break. I don't want to break us. We're in a point where we have the draft picks if we need to make moves. You know, our contracts. A lot of them are coming to the end part of the contracts, unrepeat contracts. You get to see. You get another like a year of seeing who you have now. So I don't know. It's like I just like where we at. I like the team chemistry. I like we're growing together. I like that they're knowing each other's spots now, like where to give the ball.
Definitely. I love
I
that
see
too.
that. Yeah, I see that they looking for Randall at the wing and at the top because they know that's his little sweet spot. So they do a little. So I see that, and I like that. I don't want to disrupt that. I like that they finally got the chemistry that we were used to on defense. We putting teams in jail.
Yeah.
We putting teams in
Lock
jail.
down, like no remorse for him. No remorse for him,
We
man.
are putting them in jail. So I like that. That's also you'd be surprised. I'm good right now. And I was team trade Randall, but for who? And I'm a reasonable person to say that for who right now? Who can you get for him to work in this team the way they're playing? And I can't come up with anybody. So like
I can
just
only come up with one person, but it's like at that point, why not try to just get him here? Why even move Randall? Like move somebody else to get him here. You get what I'm saying?
who is that?
I would definitely, without a doubt, if it was up to me, I would try to, if it was me, like the way I would try to go this trade route, if I could get Mikal Bridges over
Okay.
here without having to move Randall, RJ, Grimes, IQ, Brunson, well, having to move them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then do another trade and then go get Josh Hart. I'll bring the Villanova connection over here with
Right.
the Kentucky connection with the almighty star Duke player. Like I would do all of that. I would do all of that. I would bring Bridges. The only two players I like, if it was up to me, the two players I would bring in is Josh Hart and Bridges, and I would complete it. I feel like those are the two key players. If you could find a way to get them in two different trades without breaking the house
Mm-hmm.
and without moving certain guys, that right there, you can build on that. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Surprise! I didn't know I was thinking that right, people. Oh,
You gotta
yeah.
he came out with the surprise picks.
Yeah,
But
because a lot of people don't hear me talk about that, but that's what I really, really envision. Like, I really envision either both here or either one. Somewhere down the line, one of them is coming here in the back of my mind. More so Josh Hart than Bridges, but I
okay.
feel like one of them is going to be here by the end of this deadline. Like,
Okay.
that's the bare minimum move we do. One of those Villanova people come here.
I think that would probably be a Cam deal, but I really don't, I don't know. I can't tell with this office thinks they always pull a different move than normal, so I can't really speculate on that. But I guess I told you I'm a homer because what about if IQ is I believe IQ and Mikal Bridges, if you give it a chance, he can be that on both ends. You know, like I said, he has really improved his game every summer, so you get another summer under your belt.
Yeah, but it's sad. But when it comes to this Knicks team, overall, when you look at playoff runs and contending, we're doing good. We
Yeah.
need length. We need, I'm
We need
sorry,
it.
we need length.
And I was I was gonna say IQ and Grimes, which is also a type of Mikal Bridges type of player. He's
But
shown
yeah,
that he
that's the
does have
one. You still need the length. The length is
length.
killing us. Like we're watching half these games, we're watching our guards just get shot over top, bro. Like there's nothing.
Yeah.
No, we
But
need
is Mikal Bridges that much bigger than Grimes?
Mikal Bridges is like 6'7".
Is
Like he's
he?
like Cam's height. He's like 6'7", 6'8".
I enjoy. I ain't
Josh
gonna
Hart,
front.
I think he's like 6'5", like 6'5", 6'6". So he's like in the same boat as like
Yeah, he's like a
as like
Grimes. He's 6'6". Yeah, they both around Grimes height.
yeah,
Mikal Bridges 6'6". So we're not getting much more length. we're gonna have to pay them much more than the Grimes and things right now, especially, you know. I don't
That's
know. I just don't. I just want to like chill and see what we got for real, before we make moves. I don't want to. I really like Chicago. Lavine scares me because Chicago went all in on him, and they added the pieces that were supposed to help him. Granted, sorry, Lonzo was hurt, so they can't really see the full extent of the team because they don't have their star point guard. I get that, but they gave him pieces and it's still not looking so good. And he's very, I know he's coming off an injury, but he's very up and down. You can have 41 today, 13 tomorrow, 20 today, 18 to, like he's up and down this season. I wouldn't, if we can get rid of for like what you said, then okay, that makes no, that why would we say no? You get what I'm saying? That's not a fleece. Why would we say no? I get what you mean. That's best for the team. But if Chicago probably gonna want more for that baby. They probably
yeah,
gonna
they
want more
definitely
for
do. They definitely don't want to, but you know how that goes, man. As long as we can make the move without getting fleeced, I'm all for it. But if we
like I
can't,
said, I can't say no about that deal. That's
yeah.
a beautiful one.
And I'm on the same timing as you. If we getting fleeced, hey man, on to the next one. But I feel like I said, if we could do a move to where Phoenix needs people, I've been hearing little minor rumblings with Josh Hart. If you were to bring a Josh Hart here and a Bridges, you can automatically slide Grimes back to that bench and you wouldn't have a problem at all. Because your starting lineup would be JB, RJ, Bridges, Randall, Mitch. Then your second unit would be IQ, Grimes, Hart, whoever your four is. And
that's what I was about to ask. Who you slided in that four position?
no matter what move we make, if Obi Toppin get traded, since shout outs to Control the Narrative and my guys, I'm bringing Melo back. I don't care. It's our playoff team. Melo coming back. If Obi leaves, Melo comes back. That's all I care about.
That's all I'm a diehard Melo fan. Like that's one of the first jerseys I ever bought. You get what I'm saying? Allen Iverson Melo. I get it. I want my guy here, but are they really going? Do they really want our guy here though? Is the question. That is the question.
I feel like they do, but it made no sense when you were trying to rebuild. But the fact that you trying to win now, right? And you move a Obi, now you don't got nobody to help out Julius Randle at the backup four. I don't trust iHeart to do that anymore. I'm sorry.
Right. I don't. I've been off I'm a positive person, but I believe what you show me. Like that's how I am. I believe what you show me. And the drop off and the fact that people were saying start him over Mitch because all they heard about was offense. Like y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Like give my man Mitch his flowers. That's my favorite Nick. I ain't gonna lie. I love me some Mitch.
I can admit. There was a point where I was like, yo, if iHeart keeps playing the way he's playing, he can probably take it. That was like, how many games ago? I ain't see iHeart play good since. Like, can't even get it out. But don't get me wrong, iHeart is not a bad guy. It's just for this team, we're never going to play him the way he needs to be utilized. So him and Obi, because Obi ain't going to get the minutes, we might as well get them out of here. We could bring Melo in. It's no way you telling me Tom ain't going to be like, yo, it's bench time, it's closer. Imagine this, right? Even if you go get a Zach LaVine, right? You bring in a defensive guy, you still need a four. You still bring in Melo. Imagine a lineup to where your closers are JB, Zach LaVine, RJ, Randall at the 5, and then you got Melo at the 4. You telling me who take the shot? Anybody take the shot, bro? They double team everybody, bro. You got to double team a soul because anybody pulling it. You don't want Melo to take that shot. You don't want Zach LaVine to go bang it on you. You don't want RJ or Brunson to go get the foul. And the way Randall playing,
bully ball.
A nice stretch 5 to me.
Yeah. Now I'm team keep the team where it is. But if they don't get fleeced, that is no reason not to do that deal. You get what I'm saying? If it makes sense, and I don't know, sometimes with the money wise, that's something that we overlook sometimes. So, but if that can happen, then I have no. That's like you said. But then we have to get that full, and they would have to want to get a mellow. So, and like I said, this regimen always say gets us hype, like yeah, 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 and then pull the opposite move right after we get right on their train again.
Damn.
So, like, if that happens, that's cool. But I just know what's happening now, so I'm cool with that. I'm cool. And people say tank, but I've been on the team. If you played the kids, they're good enough that they wouldn't tank. You get what I'm saying? That they're so good, like you can still rebuild with them and be good enough to contend and maybe get somebody. I was thinking in a free agency, maybe even somebody that wants to leave and now they have to do a sign and trade, something like that, where they're desperate and we can't get fleeced.
Definitely.
So like that's why I said just let I would love for them to let the season play and maybe because the free agency next year doesn't look that bad. They got James Harden. I'm not a James Harden fan, but you get what I'm saying. James Harden's in there. They have a couple heavy hitters. You never know. The season is long. People get disgruntled. People want out.
Well, folks, y'all know what it is, man. We know what the name of this episode is going to be. It's going to be Zach LaVine or Stay Put. That is going to be the name of this episode because I feel like we both make solid points. No matter which route you go, we look good right now.
Exactly. That's what I love. You're not hype about that though. We could go any which way.
I love it. It's just the fact of if you want to improve, you still got to make a move. Like I just got to let people know that, man. But Ebo, it's been a pleasure. Sis. I'm glad you back because the world needs to hear it. Did you see it? The world needs to hear more of this, man. But it was a pleasure. We're going to turn up more for sure.
Definitely. Won't be the last. Won't be the last.
Of course not. And then you got your show coming up in a few months. So people. She got her show coming out real soon. Don't think she's gonna be a featured guest all the time, just tweeting all day. Yes, baby. Everybody on VSN put in work on this side, man. Shout outs to VSN. Shout outs to Nick's Spaces. Shout outs to the fam. Shout outs to Nick's Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But overall, shout outs to the New York Knicks. Keep making us proud. It feels me.
It feels good.
Every day. Make sure y'all go to VSN Basketball Station on YouTube today. Subscribe to the channel. Go to VentureSeasonNetwork.com. Subscribe to the channel. Stay in tune. More blogs coming out. Merch coming soon. Yes. March 1st. March 1st. VSN first official merch drop. Stay tuned for it, baby. It's been a pleasure. Me and Mr. Ebo, we here. We love y'all. We see y'all soon. Any last words before we get out of here, Queen?
Next time, let's go. Keep rooting, y'all. Vote for them Knicks. We need that. That's a good piece too. Imagine saying we had 2 All-Stars on off season. You got to keep this train moving. Like make people take us serious, y'all. But more to come from VSN. Definitely a family and a movement.
Y'all know the vibes, man. Y'all know the vibes, man. And at the end of the day, we catch y'all next game, man. I'm gonna definitely do this more. I used to do a lot of recaps after the game. I'm back, baby. It's 2023. Balling like Jordan.
Let's go. Jordan, yeah.
Hell yeah. You know how that go. But y'all be safe, folks. We see y'all soon.